for all that each one of you means to myself personally and to our organization. When I look at this gathering, my heart starts to beat because each one of you, in your own way, has done something special that improves the quality of life for those in the great city of Newark. And so we put this together based on a statewide organization called I Am. And you, yeah, thank you. And I want to thank um, our founder, my son, my beloved, and other wonderful words of genius, an incredible human being. His name is Derek Green, but he's really Derek Green Crump. Where's Larry? I hope Larry's not watching. So we're going to continue the celebration of I am and the opportunity to be a good citizen. Who wants to be a good citizen? I want to be one too. And I want to thank you all coming out to manifest your determination to make the great city of Newark as great and greater than it can possibly be. We have a mayor who is God sent. Now, those of you who have a problem with that, it's okay. Um, he has transformed, I'm borrowing your word, he has transformed a city called Newark into a city that's on the move. Somebody say on the move. I feel my, I feel the, I feel the spirit. Don't let me get started. That's both spiritual and of the world. And its founder is with us this evening. I cannot tell you how proud I am, number one, to be a part of this organization, but to also have him present. He's going to speak, but we did some special things today, and I see Pastor Pam moving away, and she should be moving to the microphone. Yes, yes. No, no, no. No, it's not your call. It's mine. Come on up. It's, no, you're delaying. Come on. Come. Just come on. I didn't ask you to climb up. Just stay right there. And one of the major leaders within I Am is none other than Pastor Pam. And Pastor, yeah, that's right, clap it up. And Pastor Pam, working with the state and the Department of the Census, that's probably not the right word, but is that it? Department of State. Oh, the Department of State. And so as a result of a conversation, we have a reality on today. And so I'm going to ask if, because I want to save our founder, I'm going to ask our wonderful, outstanding, whom I've known for more years than probably both of us need to uh, agree to. But come on, I want you to hear from Pastor Pam and her partner from the Department of State, and they are going to bring us greetings on behalf of the State Department of Census. Hello, Newark! I can't hear you, Newark! I just want to thank you on behalf of the Interfaith Action Movement. It was a discussion about their wanting to make sure that the counts would be increased. I am a part of Communities in Cooperation, Inc., and we have a state grant. tried to pull together as many resources as we possibly could. And I want to thank Melissa for making that possible. We only had a little bit, but we made that little bit go far. And as a result, to see all of you here today for the purposes of making sure that people are counted, how unconscionable would it be if we didn't do something to try to get the dollars here in the city of Newark for our roads, for our schools, for our colleges, for all of our seniors, for housing. You name it, the census is here to make sure that we have what we need. But if you're not counted, we lose $1,800 for every family who makes a decision not to be counted. And this count cannot change because whatever the number is on September the 30th, that's it. We've got to live with it for 10 years. If I have 8 people invited over to dinner and I have 8 slices of pie for everybody and then 15 show up, I've got to take the pie and not have 8 pieces. I've got to turn the 8 into 15. That's what happens in the city of Newark. All those who are not counted, they have dollars for X number of pieces of pie to take care of your needs that are assessed by governmental agencies, that are assessed by hospitals, that are assessed by housing, that are assessed by all of the organizations from sanitation to road repairs, transportation. But yet when you're not counted, somebody has to share a piece of their pie. And it's not fair. So we ask that you get counted before September the 30th. If you know somebody, tell somebody to tell somebody else. I don't sleep at night because I'm thinking about how people in need get turned away when there's no more money left for services. I don't sleep at night because there are people in America who have real needs. Our school systems are changing, and we need dollars for changed school systems so that our children can get an education. My great-granddaughter is 7 years old. She'll be 17 years old before a increase in dollars can take place because of a census count. Don't be foolish. Don't be duped. We got to stay woke and make sure we understand this cause. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's all about our future. So complete your census now. God bless.
Thank you, Pastor Pam, and nobody says it better than you. I only have a few words I'd like to say, which is we only have 3 days left, folks. You matter. You count. I am so happy to be here in Newark today. Let's finish this together. Everybody, we count. We count. We count. We count. We count. We count. Thank you. Thank you.
I could call out by name, but permit me to recognize 2 individuals who are with us. I was very happy God answered my prayer when we elected another woman to the Newark Municipal Council. The Honorable LaMonica McIver, won't you come up? This is her ward that we're in. Won't you come up and say a word? Following her, I am going to ask our Director of Housing and Education to recognize, I'm just going to recognize her. Raise your hand. And she is a woman to be recognized and respected. Come on, give it up for her. We're in her ward.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I just want to give acknowledgement, and we can do a stand-up, bang-up job to give her a round of applause to our amazing, awesome Council President Mildred Crump. Clap it up for her. None of this would be possible When she says we're going to do something, guess what? We're going to do it. And that's just that. It's a pleasure for me to be out here. I don't think much needs to be said after Pastor Pam spoke, which is exactly the message that we need to tell folks. I always say you got to tell people what they need to do when it comes to this census. We cannot expect for folks to know that they need to fill out the census and what's going on. So the same charge I've been giving to people for months now. You're here, text at least 20 people and tell them to complete the census. I just want to thank God. I've been thanking God all week. I thank God every day, but I've been thanking him extra this week since the federal judge ruled down that ruling that said that Donald Trump could not stop us on September 30th. And so I am excited that we're getting more days to complete the census. The devil is a lie. And so we got more days to get it done. But get it done today. Don't wait for the extension. Don't wait to get it done. Get it done now. Be counted. Thank you.
And we are going to ask our deputy mayor, Jackie Aquila. Sorry, come on, clap it up. We're gonna get to the star of all of this eventually, but there are some others that we owe an opportunity to speak. Deputy Mayor Achilles is one of the brightest and smartest and greatest appointments that he could make to his administration. And she has been hand in hand with us working to make this an event. For those of you who came late, we had a crowd. In fact, we were worried about social distancing for a minute. But she is a jewel in our crown, and I would be remiss if I did not give her an opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Council President. Let's hear it one more time for our queen. She's such a great leader, and this is why we got to work hard, right? As a community all together. The census is going to continue. The census, we just won. The judge gave us into October 31st. Okay? Trump is going to appeal it, but by the time that happens, our numbers are going to be in. If we continue to work hard for our community, we have to go out there. We have to call our friends. If you go to church, talk to the members. If you go to the school, talk to the parents. If you talk to your neighbors to make sure they're okay, please tell them that it's important for them to fill out the census. Everything is at stake, our roads, our schools, our hospitals, and many programs that we have in the city that are covered by the Census 2020. So make sure you tell your friends. You could just grab a smartphone and tell them to go to 2020census.gov. They could also call the phone lines. They have them in English, Portuguese, Creole, more than 24 languages. So they could just call it in. They could do it online, or they could mail the form that was mailed out to their house. And if that doesn't happen, we are all over the city in the pop-up sites. We go into the communities. We have testing for COVID, and we help our community to fill out the census. This Monday from 3:30 to 8 p.m., we're going to be at Malcolm X School, and we're going to continue through the city. If you need help and you in City Hall paying any bill, you could just go to my office. Well, our office, which is in the second floor, room 221. We're there Monday through Friday helping people fill out the census. There's no excuses. We have to do this for our future. The next 10 years is in your hands. So 5 minutes of your time is going to decide the next 10 years of our city. Make sure everybody gets counted. And for my Latinos, todos los latinos que nos escuchan, no hay excusa, estamos por toda la ciudad. Entren a la página 2020censo.gov y llenen el formulario del censo. No importa su estatus inmigratorio. Todos contamos por igual. También pueden llamar a la línea en español, que es totalmente gratis, o pueden enviar el formulario por correo para que nosotros tengamos mejores escuelas, hospitales, carreteras y tantos servicios que son vitales para que nuestra ciudad siga hacia adelante. ¿No our cuenta? ¿No our counts? Let me hear you say, "No our counts." No our counts. We all count. Please fill out your census. God bless you. And once again, thank you, Council President.
Oh, come on, one more hand. A good hand. As I say, a good hand. just hang in there. We're gonna get to the apex. But we're working our way up the mountain. Great woman of God, without whom I don't know what this community would be like. So we're going to ask her to come up and say a few words on behalf of the administration, but not only the great work that she does as well. Come on, the honorable. And honorable is is not just a title; it's a characteristic. So the honorable Louise Roundtree.
Good afternoon, North. Now that was like two of y'all. We're supposed to be excited because we're out here for a cause. I'm going to try this one more time. On this side, good afternoon. On this side, good afternoon. Now everybody, good afternoon. For this is the day the Lord has made, and we are going to rejoice and be glad in it because Newark Interfaith Action Movement, the great man of God, the Honorable Mayor Raz Baraka, Deputy Mayor Jackie Keeles, the woman that I stand on the shoulders of, the Honorable Council President Mildred Crump, my big brother from another mother, Honorable Derek Green, Reverend Derek Green, the founder of I Am. Y'all ain't making no noise. We out here in this park. Come on here. She said to have a few words. These are my few words. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof and all that dwell therein. Everything in the earth belongs to God, but he's allowed us to share in it. It's our fault if we don't take part in what he's allowed us to share in. It's our fault if we don't count. It's our fault if we don't encourage people to fill out their census. It's our fault if we don't encourage people to vote if they're not registered to register. People perish for the lack of knowledge. Don't take for granted that everybody you walk by know that it's more than just a population count. It's more than that. And I'm not going to repeat what the Honorable Pam Grier, wrong Pam. Listen, I was watching Coffee last night. Don't act like y'all just dropped out of heaven. Sister was a bad chick, okay? But anyway, the Honorable Pam Jones. We thank God for Deputy Mayor Jackie Keeles because in 2019, January, she was given an assignment. And no one knows what it's like except for Dr. Green and possibly our mayor and Council President Crump and people that sit in legislative offices, how difficult it is to get your people to hear you. And then you got to get them to listen first. Principal Fatima, you got to get them to listen. They will listen, but are they hearing you? So we need people to really hear us after they've listened and act on what's necessary, Jackie Limehouse and Elder Trotman. We need them to. So as I stand here today, each one of you are connected to a group of people. Dr. Hargrove, you've been calling folk. Imam Umar, you've been calling folk. Jean Maurice, you've been calling folk. I have been calling folk. Newark Felicia has been calling folk. The state of New Jersey, calling folk. We can't stop calling. We got to talk to our neighbors. We got to knock on doors. We can't take for granted that the people next door have done it or their children did it. And the undocumented is so important. They fear giving their information. So while we're reaching out to them, we have to be culturally sensitive and understand that we have to treat them with love and gain them their trust first in God so they will trust us. So I'm going to leave you with that and say make sure that you make sure that we're in the count. We're going to give God glory because we're going to get everything that God has for us to get because it don't belong to us. It don't belong to Trump. It don't belong to Washington. It don't belong. It belongs to God. And because it's God, it's ours. And it's our fault if we don't get some of what belongs to us. God bless you.
It is my real pleasure and real honor and real obligation to bring to this stage someone who has turned an upside down world right side up. for people who are in need, both spiritually and in the physical realm in which we live. He is probably one of the closest employees that goes beyond employee for Governor Murphy. Come on, number one, let's give him a good round of applause. The governor was smart enough to look around and find for himself a servant who would be about the people, for the people, and with the people. Yeah, amen. That is an amen. Those of you who don't know him as some of the rest of us do, you need to get to know him. God plants people in our lives to change our lives. Somebody say, change your life. I feel, you know when you're talking, sometimes all of a sudden you feel you're going that way. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I say another word, I'm going to introduce you to my second son. Now, everybody knows Larry, right? But I want you to know my other son from another mother, but he is still mine. Come on, give it up for the Reverend Doctor. I'm for, come on. You all can do better than that. If it were you, you want somebody to be clapping for you if we were instruments. So it's my honor to present to some the Honorable Reverend Dr. Derek Green. Give it up, everybody. There you go. Love you, Mama.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not going to be long. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. God has blessed us today, amen. I said God has blessed us today, amen. He woke us up this morning, and we're all together here in Newark. I first want to say it's an honor for me to be here in Newark, New Jersey, one of the greatest cities in the nation. In the nation, in the nation, in the nation. Under a great mayor, Mayor Rosh J. Baraka. Mayor Rosh J. Baraka. And let me just say this. I'm going to go right into what I'm going to say. I wouldn't be standing here today if it were not for my mother, Council President, Mother Mildred Crump. Okay, I didn't say Beyonce. I said Mother Mildred Crump. Y'all could do much better than that. Y'all could do much better than that. She's a transformational woman, been in my life for over 30 years. 30 years. And Newark wouldn't be where it is today without Council President Mother Mildred Crump. I'm going to say that. She's mentoring Councilwoman, where's Monica? Is she here? She's still here? She left. But while I am giving honor to those that have paved the way, and we need to do that more often, when they can hear us, give them praise. I do want to say that there's someone here as well. If you know anything about the history of Newark, the name Ken Gibson. If you don't know that name, you need to know that name. The first African-American mayor of a major northeastern city, Newark, New Jersey, Ken Gibson. His brother is here, Harold Gibson. I want to give you honor as well, sir, because I know the impact that you had on your brother. He told me himself. And your wife, Dr. Deborah Stapleton, is here as well. God bless you. I want to say that I'm here. I do work for the governor as a senior advisor, and I'm also here representing I Am, Mama, the Interfaith Action Movement. Come on, I Am members. I Am members. All right. You have folks here are supporting the city of Newark from all around. Testing. We have folks here from Camden. We have folks here from Atlantic City, Bishop and imams. We have folks here from Asbury Park. We have folks here from all around Essex County. And we just thank God. I got to say, you all are awesome. This Census Family Reunion Sunday, the co-chairs, Mother Mildred Crump, Council Vice President Tensie Easton from Orange, Councilman Kaleem Shabash from Atlantic City. We got to get counted. I want to say thank you to Pastor Pam. I want to say thank you to Dr. Prince and the African Diaspora for Justice. We are all Pan-Africanists. I want to thank all the other co-chairs here, Felicia from Asbury Park. Right now we have events going on in East Orange and in Orange. I can't get off this stage without thanking the faith leaders. And there's one in particular that we have to mention as Bishop Louise Scott Roundtree. Come on, y'all. She is everywhere. She even jumped off this stage in 5-inch heels and didn't fall. Reverend Roundtree? Yeah, man, that's what I said too. I shook my head.
We have had an opportunity, and we'll share the numbers, an opportunity to bring people to where they belong in terms of their responsibility when it comes to the census, and we also registered many families. And I want to thank our Deputy Mayor, Jackie Achilles, for increasing the diversity of our gathering. I don't know why I'm stumbling. Gathering earlier this afternoon. Certainly it was. So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to hear from me. If I were you, I wouldn't want to hear from me. Because we've got somebody who's going to set us on fire. I never will forget when I walked into a room where those persons who were putting together a campaign for Raz Jua Baraka. And I sat on the side, I just wanted to see for myself. It took about 2 visits, and I said, he's the one. I knew the other person, but the Holy Spirit, Deborah, said to me, he's the one. And I need to tell you that God has planted him as firmly as a flower is planted in good ground. Somebody say good ground. Raz J. Baraka. Come on, bring it up.
Thank you. Hold the line. That's right. Let's give it up for the council president, please. Thank you for putting this together. Understand the importance of this. Our Deputy Mayor, Jackie Quiles, who've been working hard to try to get this done. Reverend Louis Scott Roundtree of the Interfaith Alliance, who, let me tell you, man, we have the best interfaith alliance in the entire state of New Jersey, probably the country. These folks have been, people keep asking me all the time, you know, how did we do so well in the coronavirus fighting and all of the protest stuff? I had an interview right there, and the first thing I said was a whole lot of prayer. And the reason I said that, because these people have been praying since March, non-stop on the phone. And there's thousands of people, even millions across the state, who don't even know that that's happening. And then every Tuesday they're fasting. It's amazing. Non-stop, on. So there's a lot of covering that's happening over people's lives because of these people are working hard on our behalf. And I thank God for them, and I appreciate them. I just want them to know that, all the time. And I told them I'm going to say it as much as I can because I deeply appreciate it. So we're here for this census, y'all. And we probably have the worst president now in the history of presidents. And we had some bad ones along the way. Trust and believe. This is probably the worst situation we could probably be in now, in the middle of the coronavirus epidemic, in the middle of the exposure of racism and white supremacy and the things that are happening around the country, to have this guy as the president who is trying to deport folks, divide communities, create an atmosphere of fascism and division, a guy who's saying he's not even going to leave office if he loses. This is an atmosphere where he is trying to foster and bolster the kind of division and violence in this city, in this country, in this state that we've never seen, probably in this generation. So it is important for us to come out and get rid of him, right? And I have to say that in November, this is probably the most important race. You need to get everybody. We even registering homeless people to vote. Our residents without shelter, we're registering them to vote in shelters. We're registering them to vote because we want to make sure that they vote, because if they vote, we get them to register to vote and we get them to fill out the census. Because if we fill out the census, we can get more money for transitional housing, right? If we have more money for transitional housing, then they don't have to sleep under the bridge, right? If we have more money for Section 8, then we can put more people in housing as opposed to allowing them to be homeless, right? And those people have children, and those children go to school, and they have to get breakfast, and they have to get lunch. So if you have 100 people in the class and only 60 families fill out the census, you only get money for 60. So you have to use the money for 60 for 100. You understand what I'm saying? You only got money for 60, but you have to spread that 60 for 100. Some of us know how to do that because we grew up in these households where we only had, where we had orange juice that lasts for 2 days, and your mother put water in and a little sugar, and the orange juice turned into orange aid, and it went from 2 days to 2 weeks. And instead of 2 people getting fed, 5 people got fed. Or she went and got some beans from the grocery store and spread them beans out. Or you had Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving lasted for 2 months after that, because she took the turkey, and you had turkey sandwiches and turkey stew and turkey stuffing and turkey whatever she could make out of the doggone turkey she made out of it, because we had to stretch it. And I'm telling you, we know how to live in difficult times. We know how to persist. That's why I always have an optimistic mood, because, listen, we've been through both world wars. We've been through slavery. We've been through Jim Crow. We've been through segregation and separation. We've been through diseases and all kinds of things, and we still here. 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 And they dropped us all over the place in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and Brazil. Come on now, y'all know that, Trinidad and Jamaica. So when all these people say, this person is that, he's not this, listen, we all over this place. We all over this. This is the Americas. We everywhere. So at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we're counted so we get what we deserve. And that's what the census is about. Getting all the resources that we need. People complain about not being able to have things for the city, but we're not filling out the census. That doesn't make any sense. When you fill out the census, that's more dollars. And those dollars, thank God, that those dollars come regardless of who the president is. Those dollars show up it doesn't matter who's in the White House, and it doesn't matter who's in Congress. If we fill out the census, they call entitlement money, because you're entitled to those dollars based on the number of people that are counted in your city. So we get that money, right? We get it for breakfast programs. We get it for lunch programs for children. We get it for Section 8, for SNAP benefits, right? For women and children who need a extra lift up, right? We get money for that. We get money for roads and bridges and infrastructure. All of these things we get money for because we're entitled to it, because of the number of people that live here, right? And that's important. And then the number of people that live in the state, we get representation based on that. So we lose representation if we're undercounted. And God knows we need as many people down there as we could get. We probably need 10 more people down there considering what's going on down there. We need as many people down there as we could get. And that's important for us. So that's why we're going hard with this census. That's why I thank the council president for making this happen. Any little thing matters. Anything counts. If we can get 10 more people to sign up today than we did yesterday, we there. Like the press want to make it about who's the largest city. I'm going to play. That's fun. I like to play with that. Like Newark is going to be largest. Jersey City going to be the largest. Listen, what it's really about is our livelihood. That's what it's about. Our health, our welfare, our safety. Right? If we could be better off, our well-being is better, and Jersey City would be the largest, I'll give them that if we could be better off. Right? Because it's not really about that. It's about, can we live? Right? Do we have food in our refrigerator? Can our kids get a decent education? Is there food when they go to school? Is there breakfast? Are there lunch? Right? Are there programs for housing and transitional housing? Can we take care of the roads that we live on? All of that is important. That's what the census is about. That's why it's incredibly, and it's only every 10 years. So listen, if we don't get it right, we have to wait another whole 10 years. If we don't get it right, you have to wait an entire 10 years to get it right if we don't get it right now. And everybody needs to be counted. Everybody. Everybody needs to be counted. There's no excuse not to count people. And the great thing about it is they can't use the information that you put on the census against you. They can't use it against you. Though they tried. They put a little thing on there to say if you Latino put the dot in or some other thing, or if you documented or undocumented, they wanted you to fill it out if you were undocumented. And that is designed to make people not fill it out. That's what it's designed to do. And then when they shut down from October to September, thank God the federal court, thank God for the separation of powers, and the federal court overrid this crazy person. And so we could go to October instead of September. They wanted to shut it off in September so we could be undercounted. If we're undercounted, we're underfunded. And we're underrepresented. You underfunded and underrepresented. You have less of a voice and less resources. That means it weakens your fight. It weakens your fight. It weakens your struggle against each other. Look, if you don't get nothing now, you're never going to get it. I'm going to sit down. But I've been saying this is our Noah moment throughout this whole pandemic. This is our opportunity to get it right. Right? And I heard somebody in front of City Hall yell and scream about not wearing a mask. They said, I'm not going to wear a mask. God is going to take care of me. Right? And it made me think of Noah, right? Because I don't know if they was talking about the same guy, Reverend Green, but listen, God could have easily told Moses, you're going to be cool. Don't worry about nothing. I created disease. Don't worry about disease. I created the water. Don't worry about water. If there's a flood, you're going to live anyway. But he didn't say, just go out there and be in a flood. Guess what he told him to do? Build the ark. He told him to build a boat. He said, you got to build the boat. You got to build the boat. That's what he told him to do. Build a boat. He didn't say just go outside. He said build a boat and take these people with you when you get on the boat. Take two of everything with you when you get on the boat because we got to start over. We got to begin again. This thing is too rotten, too deteriorated, too terrible, too ugly, too violent, too racist. We got to do it all over again. We got to begin again. So build the boat. Build the boat. You know what he's telling them? Build the boat. Use your mind and use your heart. Use your common sense. Survive through this thing. If you survive through this thing, there's something better on the other side. There's something better on the other side, right? And if you don't get that somebody trying to get your attention now, then you ain't alive. Somebody kind of get your attention now. Ain't nowhere in the world you're going to have a pandemic. They close Broadway. They close Hollywood. They close basketball. They close football. You can't even play tennis or soccer. Ain't nothing going on. You can't hang out on 42nd Street. They shut everything down. They shut it down. That all went away. No. And then on top of that, they stood on our neck in public right there and murdered us in the middle of the world, get to see us die, lose our breath right there with a knee on our neck so the whole world could see how ugly and rotten and terrible this place is, that it needs to be turned upside down, need to start all over again. All of you people need to come out your house and scream and holler and yell, Hosanna in the highest. That's what it's telling you to do, right? And if you can't see that, you can't see nothing. You can't see anything. It's time for something to happen that's different right now. Everything we doing is a fight out here. The whole place is burning down. It's struggling all over the place. And some people still sleep. They say they woke, but they sleep. They woke and sleep. We call them sleepwalkers or sleepwalkers, right? They woke, but they sleep. And so the reality is it's now or never. Now, if you think I'm not trying to scare you. Somebody say I'm trying to scare. I don't believe in fear, organizing people with fear. But this thing should scare you, right? I want you to have hope. Because hope is what wake you up in the morning. Hope is what gets you moving. Hope is what make you fight. If you think you're going to lose, you won't fight back. Hope, we're going to win. Y'all know that, right? We're going to win. We're going to beat the virus. We're going to beat the census. We're going to beat racism and white supremacy. We're going to beat it all. We're going to beat it. It was already written we was going to beat it. It just said it wasn't going to be easy. It just said it wasn't going to be easy. We're going to win, though. Y'all know that, right? That's why I'm always smiling. That's why I'm always upbeat. That's why the journalists say, how come you always calm in the middle of all this stuff that's going on? Because I'm going to win. I already know. I saw the ending of the story already. Somebody already told me the end. I know the conclusion to this tale. I know how it all wraps itself up. I know the ending of it all. And the last 3 pages, I read the 3 pages before the beginning of the book. So I'm clear, I'm convinced, I'm confident of where the story ends. I win on top, I'm not on the bottom. I'm not the tail, I'm the head. That's what he told me, I already know. So depending on all, don't worry about all this stuff. I'm gonna take the blows. I'm gonna take the blows, because I get hit a lot of times. I'm ducking out here, you know? I get blows from enemies and friends, left and right, back and forth. People who I love hit me with blows. It's all right. I get blows and blows and blows and blows and blows. But guess what? We gonna win. Fill out that census, y'all. God bless y'all. Fill out the census.
Hands together. If you didn't hear a speech, you heard a sermon. Did you hear a sermon? Did you hear a sermon? I heard more than a speech. I heard a sermon.
Say this publicly, all right? And I'll take the criticism for it. I want you all to understand, Africans specifically, that our counterparts, our brothers from motherland has been going through this struggle for a long time without us coming together in unity. We've been sitting back, and the time is now for us to come together and form a formidable force, because Africa is one and we are one people under God. And we have to ride together, we have to work together for the betterment of human race, for the betterment of Africans. So please, the census is imperative. It's very important that we get counted. All our household. It doesn't matter how the child is, as far as the child is born before April 2020, is eligible to be counted. So get your family, get your friends, and get your colleagues to come out and get counted, because it's by the way of getting counted, that's the only way we can get what actually belongs to our community. We need good schools, we need a road, we need library, we need hospitals in our neighborhood. So we have to get counted in order to get this. Like the mayor said, like the council president Mildred Crump said, like Reverend Dr. Derek mentioned as well, we have to get counted. Please let us support each other and get counted. And I give credit to all the IAM family that is here today. My IAM family, congratulations to you, all the way from New York, Atlanta.